Hello and welcome to the program. I'm your host, Neal Howard. Thank you so much for joining us today here on Health Professional Radio. Why is it that some people age gracefully while others look twice their age, even say they're 40 and they look, 60 or 70? There are a lot of reasons that have to do with, maybe what we eat, whether or not we smoke or drink. Our environment and our lifestyle plays a huge role. Our guest in studio today is returning guest, Dr. Pina LoGiudice. She's an expert in the field of natural medicine. In her new book, The Little Book of Healthy Beauty, Simple Daily Habits to Get You Glowing, she touches on the 6 master keys to health, longevity, and glowing beauty. Welcome to the program, Dr. Pina.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for returning. As author of The Little Book of Healthy Beauty, Simple Daily Habits to Get You Glowing, talk about how user-friendly the book is. We're all different. Is there a lot of technical jargon, or is it a pretty personal book that is very reader-friendly?
No, I definitely wanted to make this more of a personal book and definitely user-friendly. I wanted something where it was almost like a pocket guide where people can always go back to it and refer to it. And I also made specific questionnaires so that people can individualize this book even for themselves. So it's not just a general book. They can actually make it more specific for them.
I talked about your book touching on the 6 master keys to health, longevity, and glowing beauty. These master keys, we're all different. I guess out of those 6, we're sure to touch on the one or maybe the couple that actually, resonate with us and our journey to better health. For instance, myself, I have trouble sleeping. Is that one of the keys? I hear that sleep is extremely important, especially when it comes to that glow.
Absolutely. And actually, that's why I even put it as my first master key, because
Yes.
I even tell patients that not that I don't want patients to exercise, but having good quality sleep and working on your sleep even supersedes exercise. Because if you're not sleeping, there is no way that your body or your brain can detoxify, your immune system can't reset, your digestive system can't balance. There's just so many reasons that your body will just feel suboptimal without appropriate sleep.
Aside from, I guess, sleep medication, are there any tips that you can give that might add to better sleep?
Oh, absolutely. I definitely go through a whole bunch because, like I said, I think for me, sleep is the highest priority. The first thing I tell patients, which they don't even realize the importance of having a sleep schedule. Some patients will go to bed at 2 o'clock, they'll go to bed at 10 o'clock, and they'll be all over the place. And, the body does like rhythm, because once you're going to bed past 10 p.m., what you're effectively doing is re-stressing your stress hormones and elevating that cortisol, which is, I think everyone has heard of that, negative stress hormone that impacts our body. So the first thing is to establish an appropriate sleep schedule. I list different tools that if someone can't fall asleep or stay asleep, in terms of, are you the type of person who has a, constant mental chit-chat? Mm-hmm. I make recommendations of, journaling or writing that to-do list so it's off your head, out of your brain, that that when you wake up in the morning, you get a peace of mind that it's, that information is right there. I would also recommend with patients who are kind of, over anxious, that, watching their caffeine intake, making sure that they're not overstimulated before bed. And also, people wind up eating foods way too close to bed. So sometimes that'll impact our sleep schedule or our sleep pattern if you're eating too close to bedtime, or if you're eating too far away from bedtime. So let's say you ate dinner at 6, 7 o'clock, and now you're not going to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. You're going to end up being hypoglycemic, and your blood sugar is going to dysregulate and also impact your sleep.
Wow. So just having a schedule and doing things habitually go a long way for better sleep. Sleep being the number one, especially in your book, and I guess in your philosophy of healing as well. Of course, diet, exercise play an obvious role. You need to be relaxed. But what about detoxification as one of these keys to health? What exactly is detoxification?
So detoxification is a process that I recommend patients to do, whether it's once or twice a year, where they're cleaning out their body. So because we live in such a toxic world, unfortunately, even from not only just the pollution, but let alone the household cleaners that we use, the products that we put on our skin. And what that does is it creates an overall body burden where some people just can't release these chemicals from their body. So there are a lot of different signs that are clued in that you may want to do a detox, whether you have dullness in the eyes, you have bloating, you have hormonal ups and downs, nervous system problems, some heart disease, fatigue, like all those things are clues in that, you know what, your body is not running as efficiently as it should. So I try to have people do their detox so that their body can reset and rebalance.
So I guess you've got an appropriate detox for each type of person based on body type and I guess their goals for better health.
Absolutely. You know, the first thing I always tell everybody is that if they're on multiple medications, to always consult their naturopathic doctor or their physician, because if you're on a detox, it's going to change how you metabolize those medications. So that's always the first thing that I recommend. But there are so many simple ways to detoxify yourself, whether it's just simply, you know, not smoking or cutting out the alcohol or cutting out the processed foods. Even that alone, just cleaning things up, people can start detoxifying. Drinking better quality water can help the detoxification process, as well as, you know, you can do other more formal detoxes where you're drinking certain teas or taking certain supplements. You know, those are a little bit more aggressive, but even just simple habits of cleaning it up and cutting out the junk, your body will start detoxing.
How often do you encounter patients who, well, you mentioned multiple medications. What about multiple supplements? All supplements don't work the same for all people. Is there a detoxification process for that as well?
That's a great question. I mean, thankfully, most natural supplements are very safe and have very little to no side effects. So most people can just come off those. You know, the issues that I find is that people, you know, like I said, either their friend is taking a supplement or they saw something on TV that, you know, they want to just start taking, and they wind up taking 50,000 things. So what I try to do is just pare it down to at least 3 supplements that I think everybody needs, which is a good multivitamin, a good essential fatty acid, and a good probiotic. So you can get that information on our InnerSourceHealth.com website, which is our practice website. And then we also started another website called 3 You Need, so that everyone can know that if I have this condition, these are the basic 3 supplements that would be very good for me. And so we try to streamline it for people so that they know they're getting the purest, cleanest, highest quality vitamin, but it's not overwhelming.
And where can our listeners get a copy of the Little Book of Healthy Beauty, Simple Daily Habits to Get You Glowing?
So again, they can get that at InnerSourceHealth.com. They could also get it at drpinand.com, which is drpinand.com, or as well as on Amazon, because there's a lot of great information in the book.
Thank you so much. You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neal Howard, and we've been talking in studio with Dr. Pina LoGiudice, expert in the field of natural medicine. In her new book, The Little Book of Healthy Beauty, Simple Daily Habits to Get You Glowing, she explores the 6 master keys to health, longevity, and glowing beauty. It's been great having you here with us today, Doctor.
Thanks again for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Transcripts and audio of this program are available at healthprofessionalradio.com.au and also at hpr.fm. And you can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes.